Keith, we had a pretty good day of racing yesterday amongst the muck and the mud. Well done to the crew for getting everybody through yesterday.
Yeah.
But Sunday, we've got a nice little jumpy card here and a nice little jumpier track, meaning they can bounce off of it a little bit more. The track is not fast today, Keith.
Yeah, great job by the crew. I mean, man, the winds have helped, no doubt. The sun is kind of peeking through the clouds. We got gusts, almost to 20, 25 miles an hour today. I think a lot of it, you're going to see the wind dated down the backstretch or through the backstretch into the far turn.
Okay.
So maybe some quicker opening quarters in those sprints, maybe the wild race. But that's what we're dealing with today. Looks like the precip is out of here. Extended forecast looks very good. Shorts weather definitely midweek.
Yeah.
Get a little sun on these.
Thursday,
these
Friday.
legs.
Yeah. It doesn't take you very quick to tan, I would feel like. I feel like you're pretty quick to tan.
Yeah. Well, New Orleans 2 days, we got a little bit of color.
There
so
we
yeah,
go.
so
Exactly my point. Early pick 5 starts in race number 1 with this maiden claiming 30,000, going 3/4 of a mile on the dirt for the straight 3-year-olds. Keith, you and I and Mackenzie all have Restless on the rail for Tom Iannotti. Your current 3-1 favorite. Let's take a rewind and a look-see back at that last effort over here in Maryland.
Yeah, and it was a troubled effort for Restless. Got pretty good position down inside of a couple horses tracking that pace. Super neat. We're going to see Summer State of Mind is back. That one was 3 deep going into the turn, but right here, unfortunately, Madame Laurel had to kind of steady check back off of those horses. Gave up 2 to 3 lengths. Comes back here, makes a run. A little difficult to handle, trying to lay in a little bit this last furlong, but still you can see the effort is there. Picks up Michael Sanchez today, picks up Lasix today. Again, I think we'll lay just off the pace. Super needy to go from that outside post. Maybe even Connect to Mundo, a fresh horse here for Rising Sun. Hugh McMahon could be up with the flow. This was an interesting one, the 2. I'll talk about that one. A good debut. Not the easiest of trips at Timonium. Then came out of a race at Colonial in the Rays. Beaten favorite. Those horses haven't come back to run well, but freshened up. That's a key. These horses, the lengthier, the longer the break here for some of these Hugh McMahon horses, they've come back and run well. So I think you'll see a good effort at Lasix on for the 2, Connect to Mundo. In Summer State of Mind, similar trip as we just saw for him last time out. Go ahead and track. Super needy may go ahead and clear. But work around that one, make that bid. See if he can kind of hold on here today. But I'll come right back with Restless. Yeah, early money showing. I think money will stay on that one as well as Connect to Mundo.
There we go. Keith Fustel, you got an early pick 4 ticket for us yet again. Let's take a look at how you play it. No singles today. Ooh, good, because my ticket's just about that same price.
We've been close. And Restless, the 2-back race, I forgot to mention. That was a triple key out at Parks. That's just me.
Yes,
yeah, that was a big race. I think a horse came out of there and won a stake. So, yeah, let's look at this early pick 4. How about it? We've been close, knocking at the door. We've included some prices and they've gotten there.
Yep.
Just haven't got some of the other favorites home. 3, 4, 6, race 2, 2 deep in the third. With the 1 and the 4, Castle Island will be a strong fave, I would think, in there for Brittany Russell and company. Race 4, 1A, 5 and 8. Joe coming back. What reported gelding did wear blinkers last time out. And race 5, we'll wrap it up with 2 runners. The 4, Gabrielle 7, and the 6, Never Grew Up for an $18 ticket. We haven't punished anybody too bad with the cost of these tickets. Maybe you've added along a little bit and gotten it done. And we forgot to mention, too, congrats to Caitlin Keel. With that win yesterday.
Course.
Really good.
Yes,
her first win.
It was nice. That was so nice to see. So it was her 4th start, first win. Unfortunately, was claimed out of that race, but we'll see. We're going to be excited to see what she has in store for us for the rest of 2024. In getting back to race number 2, claiming 12-5, 4-year-olds and up, which have never won 3, going a mile and 16th on the dirt. Keith, you have the number 6 on top, Foodie. This is in the barn of Pedro Nazario, Alexander Crispin. Just kind of a knockout race that last time out, hoping just for a little bit of a switcheroo turnaround here today.
I am. I'm reaching for a little bit of a price here.
Okay.
In a race devoid, I think, of any true speed. We've seen Foodie, the 3-back try, held very well, chasing Cavalry Command around the racetrack. Against the grain a little bit last time. Hey, let's try to go ahead and clear off early, drop inside. Maybe that wind carries us through the backstretch, run into the stretch with a clear advantage, and hold on late. A little shot there. A lot of money going to come in on both of these horses for Marici. The 3 Gambling Czar certainly I think will be the favorite. The 4 Boca Guy, both of them similar styles to sit mid-pack and just steadily progress. Nobody with that big flourishing run, but enough grind. Both of these can handle the 2 turns, no doubt.
6-3, 4-1 for Keith Fusel there in race number 2. Let's go ahead to race number 3.
Okay.
There we go. I was just waiting for your body check there. Race number 3 is a maiden claiming 45, a mile and 16th on the dirt for the 4 and 5-year-olds. Scratch the 2, Son of a Buck, and scratch the 3 Cavendish. You and I both have the number 4 Castle Island. Of course, Brittany Russell, Sheldon Russell. This is 3rd in the barn.
Yeah, like Dan and I talk about sometimes. We could sit there and talk for hours
exactly.
about these races.
Here's the thing.
We got to keep it kind of going.
I know. I see your notes on what I see on the paper, and there's a lot going on there. So it's like I want you to. I want to give everybody their worth on what you have to give to them.
Put like 6 hours of time in for a half hour of information.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay, what do we got? Race 3, Castle Island. Yeah, scratch the 2, scratch the 3.
Yep.
Out of a race up at Parks where we saw that 4th place finisher come back and run a big one, 84, then a subsequent try of 69. Castle Island looks to me like the speed. Has tried 7/8, has tried 2 turns in the past, a little bit of fade out in California. But against this group, maybe Run for Reagan will try to go. But I think this horse is versatile enough. Just didn't quite kick on at Parks like I thought. Back here on its home track will be tough.
Got it. Fair enough. You also go with the number 1, Marty's Magic, to Paz Carrasco.
Yeah.
Keeps the Lasix on, keeps the blinkers on as well. It keeps everything intact here. Just maybe back to a fast track for this one.
Yeah, that could be it. Certainly. 0 for 4. These all mates. 60 has run an okay number. This horse is just kind of in and out. He's got real goofy form. He looks like he's sitting on a go race right now. It could be good enough. And I think if things do heat up, he's got the advantage to stay inside, to relax a little bit, spy that pace up front. If things develop, he's got the right kind of style that kind of steadily close in. A good race at 2 turns at Churchill a little bit further back in May. So I think he's faced the right kind. He doesn't have that big go-get-you kind of move. But if Castle Island is a little vulnerable today, takes a little heat, he could definitely pick up the pieces.
What do you make of the 6? I went for a stab on a price on the Nile horse at 12-1. Keemer Trotman, Silent Mode. This one, I'm kind of going off of that Delaware run, and it's a positive one on the dirt. So why not? Has a race underneath him for just some condition. Why not?
Gelded back in September. A couple good drives on the main track. One was an off the turf event. But second to Martini Martin, we've seen that horse come back, and he was kind of a hot horse at that time. He rode off a couple big races. He's going to have to move up a little bit more. This isn't, the most demanding spot. I think he could be a player in here underneath. Run for Reagan is the one that kind of really is that question mark horse, but I definitely am going to use Grant Whitaker. Good to see him back. Lasix going on. A Protect move off a $15,000 claim up the ladder. 2-back number. I know it was back in May. Certainly works. That race produced 4 next out winners. Confident enough to move up, given a little bit of freshening. Synth to dirt here. Could be a real jump up move here for Run for Reagan. I think this horse's forward definitely stalks the issue of Castle Island.
There we have it from the man himself, 4716 there in race number 3. Race number 4 starts that Rainbow Pick 6. I kept it at a $19. Oh, actually, yes, because of the scratches. Look at me.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. $12.80 going 4 wide in race number 7 in that starter optional 30. At this point, you could just press the all button if you wanted to. That's just leaving out a 15-1 morning line shot. Race number 8, I single in on Northern Glow, kind of an obvious go for in that allowance, going 2 turns around here, especially with the scratch of Midsummer's Eve. We've got a Statorama coming from Keith there in the 8th. But let's get back to business. Let's get away from this. It's an enticing little $12.80 ticket. Of course, starts here in the 4th race, 2 turns, a mile and 16 for the 4-year-olds and up in the starter optional, claiming $30,000. Scratching the coupled entry of the 1, Uncle Irish. Scratching the 2, 110. You and I both have the number 5, Mo's Perfect. Mike Trombetta, Javian Toledo just got denied. And let's take a look at exactly how this one got denied last time out.
Yeah, this one likes the 2 turns. And as we talked about last time, he looks like he's fine. He's gotten back. They stayed with him. A couple dull efforts off the break. Has come back into form for Mike Trombetta. 4 for 7 at the mile and the 16th. Good effort here, prompting that issue 4 deep around the turn. Gets caught in a duel this last, eighth of a mile at the 1 turn mile. Dead game. Union Fleet just a little too good here. Gets the bob at the wire.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to, and that's exactly why we like him as a 2-turn. It's just sometimes with those grinders and they're dueling, it just gets him, and that's exactly how it gets him, but at least he sticks around.
Yeah.
And again, 2 turns, big benefactor for me.
And I think it'll be interesting to see if a horse like Brother Brad, just to his inside, tries to go, or does Most Perfect go ahead and go. He has the speed to be put right into the race against this group.
But then again, if he does do that, if he goes to the lead, he's gonna be stuck in the same exact situation like we just saw last time out.
Yeah, he could be. And then down inside, though, I mean, if he secures the inside, see how the track's playing, after the first 3, but he's okay right up close. It'll be interesting to see what kind of tactics Toledo takes.
Sure.
Just avoid trouble around that first turn into the backstretch, and then I think he'll sit a perfect trip from there. 1A, interesting. I came back to this one. Legal Deal. I really liked Uncle Irish in here a lot. Is he a better kind of just a come-from-behind sprinter? I'm trying to figure that out with this one.
Yeah.
But a little moisture still is in this racetrack. I was really going to be moved up if it was muddy to sloppy. Not the case. More of a kind of a wet, fast surface right now is what we have. It's the rally's going to have to be timed perfect. I don't think he's going to be too far out coming off of the 6.5 against this group. He doesn't have a ton of natural speed, but really nobody does in here.
Well, and we didn't really discuss this talking about the track, but I should have mentioned earlier they'd had the whole track sealed this morning, so that's especially what's going to make it a little extra zippy here today.
Okay.
The 8 and the 7, Keith, you go with on the outside in your analysis, and Joe Mike Trombetta, Victor Carrasco, your analysis with Claudio Gonzalez. Tori Alba takes some weight off here, 5 pounds to be exact.
Yeah, this was he's got the ability. Your analysis, his best race can most certainly beat these. Dahl, the last 2, coming back on a race here at Laurel. A little bit of a head scratcher, but again, Toralba at a price.
Right.
It's hard to kind of leave out of your exactas and supers. Joe reported first time gelding, did wear blinkers last time out, was on the best part of the racetrack, just didn't kick in at all, chase that quicker flow to fade, yodel-ee-yay-o. But Joe, I think, obviously a different horse now.
Right.
Tack mode in here for the tag, in for 30. We'll see what kind of effort he gets. Scratched yesterday to go here.
Yep, exactly. 5-1-8-8-7, Keith Fustel, race number 4. Race number 5 starts the late pick 5. We have a nice little carryover from yesterday. It's going to be ticking on its way up to 12 grand by the time we do, at least definitely by 12 grand by the time we get to race number 5. Post time around 2:30, claiming 12.5, 5.5, straight 3-year-old. Scratching the 1A, Chica Chuck, scratching the 5, Cali Heat. You have the number 6 on it top, and you have a nice little stat on the Kieran McGee train and never grew up, Martina Rojas.
Yeah, and this late pick 5, dive in. When we've got the carryover 11,000, 11, 12, it draws attention. It helps our handle here, no doubt about it. So money will be coming in on this late pick 5. Don't miss out on that 12% takeout. Never grew up. Yes, Kieran McGee, last 14 days, rolling. 5 for 12, 42%. 8 for 12 in the money with an ROI of 333. I mean, he's just getting his picture taken a lot. He's getting used to it. He's become like a model down there. He's sporting some new clothes.
He is, I noticed.
He looked like he's out of the LL Bean catalog the other day, old Kieran. Looking sharp.
Love the look on Kieran if not yesterday, the day before. Rocking it very well. Good job, McGee. Just listen to Kelly. She'll dress you nicely. You also go with the number 4, Gabrielle 7, Jerry Robb, Alexander Crispin going to the lead. Easy objective with this one.
Yeah, no doubt. Lasix on last time, improved figure, was able to control it. Gets a little help with his scratch. Cali Heat out, I thought was going to bring a little bit more heat. But talking about never grew up, like the effort last time, a big jump up in figs. Relentless run, good try, got the little takes inside and sustained into that loose leader. I like that move. Just playing that percentage the way this barn's going right back at you.
Why not? Why not? Paco the Taco Man underneath, just because he's fun to say with the blinkers on. Dream River underneath, 6-4-7-2 for Keith Fustel in race number 5. We will be right back after this commercial to talk about the rest of the weekend's card. back for the start of the late pick 4, and the jackpot super high 5 here in race at number 6, claiming 40,000, 6 furlongs on the dirt for the straight 3-year-old filly, scratching the 6, Bunny Hop.
Yeah.
You have the number 9 on top, feeling ever so lucky.
Yeah.
Annette Eubanks, Angel Cruz. Angel Cruz had 2 winners yesterday.
And we get Rising Sun. Annette Eubanks, we talked about Rising Sun with a couple live horses today. I think this one is live at a 12-1 morning line. Might come down a little bit with a scratch of Bunny Hop. I was hoping Bunny Hop would stay in because Remember Me is a key speed type down inside.
Yep.
But feeling so lucky. We're going to get Angel Cruz today. Blinkers went on a little extension blinker with this one last time out. And she was up with a very quick flow, made a move, and hung around. And a slight drift. I think turning back in distance is going to be just fine. She made a run from off the pace when she broke her maiden to win going away. There's enough flow in here because I do think True Sunshine might be able to keep Remember Me honest up front, maybe even Renee 6. But feeling so lucky, gets a little help with a scratch, I guess, to a point from a position standpoint, might not be able to lose as much ground. She was sharper last time. I like how she dug in till about the 16th pole. Turning back, I think, get it done at a big price.
I like this, and you go back to that 5.5 effort. Had a bit of a troubled trip, so it just needs to be in the clear on that outside post. Things are looking nice. Things might be lucky for feeling so lucky. Let's talk about another Kieran McGee runner, Renee 6, Martina Rojas. We're going to take a look at that effort, that first win score last time out on the 10th of February.
Maiden breaker, claimed out of its debut, bumps up 2 seconds, and then everything clicked again. We've seen a couple of these horses in this barn. They can couple races to click. Boom, they bounce up and they hit this top. And Renee 6 really good, sharp into the speed, a little bit more sharp than I think she's been in the past. Handled this challenge from Hot Dance. Is going to battle with that when they kick away. Hot Dance comes back to run a 63 buyer next time out. I think well spotted here off the maiden breaking score. Look at this, eager to the wire. For Renee 6. Gets it done this day, comes back today. I think will be very tough from just off the pace.
Let's also discuss the number 5 in True Sunshine. You mentioned Mike Trombetta, Michael Sanchez sticks around and bumps up in class here, obviously, but doesn't claim a lot. Here we have a Michael Trombetta first off the claim.
Doesn't claim a lot, and a jump up, 2-time winner. Visually strong last time out. So we got a couple horses with that similar style. They'll be kind of just eyeing Remember Me, I think. I think Blue Trillion, she showed that speed last time. I think maybe she's better served from just off the pace. So these two looking to make that pounce move, the 5 and the 4 around the turn. I'm looking for Feeling So Lucky to make maybe the last move. Hopefully it's a winning move today, but a competitive 6th race.
I'm looking for Kieran McGee to see if he works with his color palette again like he did 2 days ago as you go 9, 4, 5, 3 there in race number 6. Race number 7 is starter optional, 30,000, 6 furlongs on the dirt. Scratching the 5, My Mamba with these 4-year-old and up group type of horses, and you go with the number 2 on top, Sumo. Lacey Gaudette, Johan Rosado, honest effort last time out.
And the 2-back try wasn't as bad as what it maybe looks on paper. 70 buyer, 6 beaten 4, but down inside, I think it was against the grain a little bit behind a really tough horse in Rominski. Last time out, they went a little soft the first quarter, but he got position. This horse is learning. He's rating a little bit better. I know he's 6, but I like the way he's been handled. And last time out, chased very hard, very willing through the final 1/8 of a mile. A slight drift late, turning back a furlong with speed to target. We're going to go to the video here. Privet Moon back in the woods last time out. Take Charge 2 was also in this race. So these 3 will be the targets for a horse like Sumo and Chief Ron. They just don't quite have the speed of a couple of these horses. Take Charge 2 was thrust into the race after a slow beginning February the 18th. That's been his kind of problem the last 2, getting away a little slowly, have to be used so hard. Privet Moon, interesting. Ran great against the bias, that huge bias on the 27th. Comes back, a real gritty effort here. Stays on the left lead, hangs around on it. Wasn't even asked till upper stretch. But here comes Back in the Woods. Reunited with Arojo, and it was good. Back in the Woods goes by. There's Chief. I wonder if Chief Ron just down inside. Just a little flight. He's giving effort. Maybe he's better suited trying to make a little bit of a wider move. It'll be interesting to see, but he's going to have that flow in front of him. Privet Moon now running 3 times in a row. He doesn't do that. Now, you have to go back to 2021. So see if he can maintain form, but I do think This pace is going to be honest. It's going to be contested by the time they hit top of the stretch. Looking for Sumo to go past.
And there we go, 2-6-3-4 for Keith Fusel there in race number 7. And Allowance is in race number 8, going 1 mile and 16th on the dirt for the girls 4 and up, scratching the 8 in Midsummer's Eve. Yeah. You have a stat on your your new top selection on the number 7, Ninja Arbario, Bruno Tessori, Carlos Lopez.
Smaller sample, last 3 years on the dirt, 4 for 10, 40%, 7 for 10 in the money. Third race back off of this type of layoff, 60 to 180-day layoff. The ROI is really good at 562.
I was going to say, small but mighty.
Yeah, it is. I struggled, though, with this race. I was back and forth. It just kind of, the last time out, Lopez, he just moved very quickly. I think this horse, once he gave her the cue, she was keen to go, and she rolled up into those fast fractions, opened up, and just couldn't get it done. I know my man Dylan Elman was none too pleased late because I know he really liked that horse at a big price. But, hey, it does happen. 7-horse field, I think, from here, I don't know if she'll just drop in because you look, who's going to get the lead? It's a real head scratcher for me.
If they had the issue that they had last time out, they should be dropping in.
Yeah, they could. Yeah, and just relax.
Yeah.
But either way, Ninja Bar, just a little bit more patience might pay off for this one. And that stat just kind of got us over the top. I think She's a Rolling Stone is a horse that in the past, and She's a Rolling Stone and Northern Globe, they've gotten through an allowance condition, right? They've gotten the state bred other than done, so they kind of give them a little bit of an edge. She's got some good races back on her page, ability to lay closer to some quicker horses like a Mitt Mazel. So I think naturally she might go a little bit more forward. Third race off the break here for Grand Motion. 7, 6, 4, 5 sneaky if you're kind of later in the day. And again, looking for that little price because I don't think you're going to get a slew of price from the 4 or the 6.
Right.
Maybe slightly Ninja Arbario. With Solving Progress against the grain prior to the layoff back in July. Against a good field, number jumped up, 65 buyer. Given time, off of these longer breaks, we've seen some of these Trombetta runners run well. More so sprinting. Interesting that he goes 1 mile and a 16th with this filly right off the bat. But she's capable. She's 1 or 2 turns. Got that 3/4 mile workout into this one. So maybe that's the target, right?
He doesn't work horses like that very often.
No.
So, yeah.
It could be a tell there for Solving Progress in Michael Sanchez aboard.
There we have it. Yeah. Keith Fusel, race number 8-6-7-6-4-5. Ninja Arbario, his top selection. And the finale here for this weekend of racing. Maiden claiming 12-5, 1 mile and 16th on the dirt. Scratching the 7, Loki's Lightning in this group of fillies and mares 4 and 5 years old. You and I both go with Mucho Macho Myrtle. Yeah. Let's take a look at that last time effort for William T. Bourne, Johan Rosado.
Yeah, I mean, off a little bit of a break, about 2 months. Lasix going on inside position, dawdling fractions. The favorite at 1-2, Teaching Tyrant had everything her own way. But, man, Rosado put this one to a pretty serious ride, leaving the 3/8 pole, and she makes this run, eases back off the inside, takes aim, makes almost like 2 little runs. She runs up. Teaching Tyrant kind of get away a little bit. Well, every right to get a little tired. She's drifting a little bit because she's been under a drive since the 3/8. She makes this one final lunge and just can't get there. Hey, big effort is going to gain off of that.
Oh, yeah.
Given, 3 weeks, given a little rest here, and draws perfectly to the inside. Cole's Magnolia, the horse just inside of her, looks like she'll go ahead and go. She gets some help with this 7 coming out, so she'll try to go as far as she can. And interesting stat, you look at the breeding of this filly, Cole's Magnolia, you're thinking sprint, maybe even a little turf with chrome-plated heart, I think, is the sibling. But Nixon, he knows what he's doing. When he stretches these horses out, he's got a really good percentage, high percentage, and a high ROI.
Also 16% first-time routers with Accelerate. Doesn't hurt for that. 2-6-1-3 for Keith Fusel there to wrap things up here. Anything else?
Yeah, Voodoo Priestess. I think she's logical, no doubt. Second off a little bit of a break. Hammy got it done last night. 17-1.
There we have it.
Won't be that big of a price today, though.
Unfortunately not. So let's go ahead and dive into your picks a little bit more. So we kick off with your best bet in race number 1 right away. 3-1 Restless, Ayanati, Sanchez. Things line up pretty well for this one.
Yeah, Lasix, we showed you the trouble last time out. Was in position. Unfortunately, was shuffled back 2 to 3 lengths can make that up today with all of these changes.
Loving your value play in a 12-1 in the number 9 in race number 6. For feeling so lucky, Annette Eubanks, Angel Cruz with 2 yesterday, hoping to kick off that momentum.
It's a barn rising sun. You can kind of depend on them year in and year out, and they strike with some prices. This one, I think, is going to be in that 8, 10, 12 to 1 range. Held very well with the blinkers, the little equipment change, because she's had some issues of getting out. She still drifted a little bit there. But I was hoping that other speed horse would stay in. But I think still she's tightened up, ready to go. Turning back in distance will bring a run in here.
There we have it. And we are going to take it to Dave Rodman, voice of Maryland, to wrap up this weekend of racing for some more changes and scratches.
All right, good luck.